Which productivity style is best for you? That's a fun question to answer, and we will use a guide that Todoist has produced to help us answer it. All right, let's start this quiz. Ask a few questions to get a sense of work style and productivity challenges. They will recommend the productivity method based on your answers, and they're not going to share this information with others or use it in any other way. So that's good to know. In your job, you're primarily a manager, individual contributor, an even split, or none of those. I think nowadays I am mostly an individual contributor now that I'm a solo entrepreneur again. Question number 2, do you work directly with clients and or customers? All the time, occasionally, or rarely if ever? I do this occasionally. The most of my time is spent producing content like what you're watching now, building out my courses, writing my newsletter, really creating. But I also coach individual clients with their productivity challenges. So if you're interested in getting help figuring out what your best productivity tech stack should look like, that's something you can hire me for. You can use the link in the description that says coaching and book a call with me using that link. On average, how many hours a day do you spend in meetings? Less than 1 hour per day? 1 to 2, 3 to 4? Or it's probably easier for me to count hours I'm not in meetings. Now, I hope for you that it's not going to be D. In my experience, a lot of meetings are pure BS. They are just there for vanity. They don't achieve much. Therefore, I've cut most of them out of my life. Fortunately, I've been able to do that. And the meetings I'm left with are usually useful. Obviously, if they are for clients that I'm working with, a demo with a productivity tech tool. So I'm going to say 1 to 2 hours per day. Question number 4, how do you feel about your relationship with email? We need to stop spending so much time together, or it's manageable. For me, it's perfectly manageable. The volume is pretty high, but I've adopted inbox zero and I have a good relationship with my email. Okay, this is a long one. When it comes to achieving your goals, what is your number one biggest challenge right now? Read through all the options carefully. You may identify with several, but pick the one that feels the most urgent right now. I position myself as a productivity expert, but that doesn't mean I don't deal with these challenges. So let's see which one I can relate to the most at the moment. Procrastinations, starting the day with the best intentions, but can't get yourself to follow through. Feeling guilty as a result, vowing to do better tomorrow, but when tomorrow comes, you find ways to avoid whatever you should be doing. Yeah, that's a painful cycle to be in, and it's one I've been in, especially when I was a student, when I didn't have a system yet. I was really struggling with this. Fortunately, now I don't anymore. Prioritization, answer B. I often let urgent requests and smaller tasks take over my workday with little time for higher impact things. I feel like I work hard, but at the end of the day, I'm not making enough progress on the things I really care about. This is something I see many people struggling with. Part of the answer lies in having a way to prioritize. Eisenhower matrix is a very famous one. I also have a video on that explaining it in more detail. The ideal place to be is if you're able to work on stuff that has a high impact, plus it's not urgent. If there's always high urgency involved, you will find yourself not giving it your best shot, but rather getting it done as soon as possible, losing out on quality as a result, especially if that just builds up, leading to burnout, potentially even. Not a good place to be. Prioritization is a really important thing to do. It's a valid challenge, but I feel like some people may not even realize that this is one of their key challenges. Answer C, work-life balance. Often finding yourself doing work or worrying about work outside of work hours. It's probably going to be this one for me. D, overwhelm. Dozens of tasks on your plate. Despite having so much to do, I often feel paralyzed. I don't have that, fortunately. Focus. Can't seem to stay focused. Nope, not a problem for me either. Personally, I feel like things like the Pomodoro method can really help with that. I also have a video on that. Or F, overcommitments. Hard time saying no to things. Yeah. If you're a people pleaser, this is a tough one, and I know a few people that are like this. Fortunately, some of them have started recognizing this because, overcommitting yourself, saying yes because you feel like you have to be a good person, to be liked, is going to really put you at risk of burning out because you just put too much on your plate. And it's very much related to the other challenges in this list. For me, I'm going to say work-life balance. I'm a bit of a workaholic, and sometimes I spend too much time on this area of responsibility, almost neglecting the others. What's your work style? Either feeling constrained by structure and routine, preferring to work in spontaneous bursts of energy, or thriving in structure and routine and preferring to carefully plan my day in advance. This is a really tough one, you know. I feel like I tend more towards B, but when it comes to my energy, I try to allow these bursts to happen. I'm gonna go with B regardless, but there's nothing wrong with A. 7. What kind of tools do you prefer? I will die using pen and paper, digital all the way, or a mix of both. For me, that's easy. It's digital all the way. Ooh, a question about GTD. I've tried it in the past and, well, that's easy. I loved it and I'm still an avid GTDer today. Although I see it more as a blueprint and I've made some adaptation for my personal system. Other answers are available as well. Some may not know what it is. I've got a lot of videos on it on my channel, how you can use various pieces of software in the GTD spirit. What kind of productivity advice are you looking for? I've got a deadline looming and I need a strategy I can implement right now. Or I want a sustainable system that will help me achieve my goals in the long term. That's going to be B for me. And that's it. I finished the quiz and my productivity method is the commitment inventory. I've never heard of this. A simple yet powerful exercise to ensure that each area of your life gets the time and attention it needs. That's because I said work-life balance is one of my main challenges probably. Perfect for anyone who feels their work crowds out all other priorities in their life. Giving you an overview of every area that demands your time and attention. This is interesting. A periodic commitment inventory to rebalance where you invest your time and energy to align with your goals, values, and priorities. And they have this extensive guide that I will certainly read through to figure out what this is all about and perhaps how I can modify my own Todoist setup accordingly. Now, if you scroll down on this same page as where the quiz began, you will actually find an overview of all kinds of productivity methods, some of which can easily work together though. So I wouldn't see these as mutually exclusive, at least not all of them. For example, GTD can work perfectly fine with time blocking. Eat That Frog can work perfectly fine with the Pomodoro technique. I've certainly got some studying to do here. I will certainly read more about the method that was recommended for me. Feel free to also share your results. What method was recommended to you and how do you feel about that recommendation? Looking forward to chat about this with you guys some more in the comments. Now, I've used Todoist every single day over the past 3 years or so. And during those 3 years, I've learned a lot. How to best use it, things to do, things not to do. And I've bundled these 3 years of intensive use and learning into one easy to follow, actionable course. It's called the Todoist Power User course because that's what you'll become after finishing it. A true Todoist power user who knows exactly how to use Todoist as a true personal assistant rather than just a simple to-do app. Who can do more impactful things without losing sight of what's important or worse, burning out. And who can actually use features in multiple ways and therefore unlock some hidden capabilities that no other Todoist guides tells you about. If that sounds interesting, then hop on over to the link in the description to sign up for the course today and become a true Todoist power user.